Hello and welcome to American Wasp with Deter McBizness. I am your host, the West Coast's favorite white Anglo-Saxon Protestant, gone left coastal, joined as always by my main man, Devil's Advocate Productions. You know him by Alex Four Eyes.
What's going on, Deter? How you doing?
I'm
I am
good,
a little
man.
sick, so forgive if I'm a little low energy today.
Oh, no problem, dude. I got plenty to talk about today. Um, Not the least of which is what what the right is up to over on Fox News. Still
Word.
trying to rationalize everything. It's been fun to I tune into them every now and then. But how have you been back? How are things back east? It's cold. Are
It's
people
cold.
angry? Are people fighting in the subways yet?
It's cold as shit. No one's fighting in the subways. Sharia law has not set in.
Good.
Although, a little bit of Mamdani stand today. I saw they replaced phone booths because, of course, nobody uses phone booths anymore. But they replaced phone booths with like charging stations. I guess you could plug in your phone and charge. But they have screens on the side, and they often have like ads or whatever. But I saw a bunch of screens with Mom Donnie giving this speech here that I have pulled up about his universal child care program, basically informing any New Yorkers who might not know that now you can get free childcare, 3 through K, and just
That's
it,
amazing.
it gave me a little bit of like, oh yeah, hell yeah, we're in fucking Mamdani right now.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it works. I hope it's successful. There's a lot of cynicism in the Northeast, in New York and Boston in particular. So, you know, we come on here and talk to each other, and we're all roses about Mom Donnie. But the truth is that it's going to be a tough slog for him and every single progressive out there. It's just not going to be easy,
Yeah,
especially because like the latest thing that I've been trying to make moderates and centrists aware of is this implicit cultural assumption in America where preserving the possibility of becoming rich is more important than providing the basic needs for everyone to be comfortable
yeah, yeah.
or
Because
just functional.
if they did, then they'd have to acknowledge that they might not make a couple $1 million in their lifetime, and they don't want to admit that. They want to keep thinking
That's
they can.
narcissistic.
Yeah, they're narcissists.
That's narcissistic for sure because it's like why is your value? I mean, was Albert Einstein a fucking millionaire? Like probably, but who cares? Who cares? Like, don't
they
you want it? Who doesn't want Albert Einstein's legacy? Like,
they
like
if they admit,
being known for an intellectual contribution, as opposed to just being some rich guy that was really good at buying things.
well, now they can make it up like they did with Charlie Kirk. I'm watching this video a bit by Brianna Claire, does great work breaking down like Erica Kirk's history and when she met Charlie and all that. But Charlie is being heralded as like this great American thinker, uh, debating people and bringing people together. And it's obviously bullshit. Like we know he's one of the most divisive people. uh, a lot. I was going to say alive, but he's not. And he like they can just make it up, and they believe that people will swallow it. Just like they're doing now with this ICE agent saying he had internal bleeding. He's a hero. They assume they can just lie and lie enough and people will start to believe it, and they're not entirely
They're not
wrong.
wrong. They're not
They're not
wrong.
entirely wrong.
Not when it comes to 1/3 of the voting public, at least. It's probably closer to looking at the approval polls for Trump, closer to 39% is what I've been
Yeah.
seeing as the average. Um, so yeah, I mean,
But even like I was
this is
watching
my God.
good. I was watching Hassan the other day, and he had a chatter in the stream talk about like, oh, she was trying to ram the car and blah blah blah, and then he looked at the past chats, and was like, "Oh, you were in Asmongold stream, and in Asmongold stream, you were saying, I don't know, man, this video looks fucked up. I don't think he had the right to do it. It looks like he just murdered her," but stayed in the chat in long enough to get talking points, to understand, okay, this is what we're going to say, this is how we're going to fight against this, and they get their instructions, and then they go and regurgitate them somewhere else because they have no original thoughts. They want
Right.
strong men because they are weak little fucking babies, and they want a leader to follow. And the best they got is Donald Trump. And, you know, again, we're from the East Coast. We know Donald Trump's history of being a con man, lying, not being very good at the thing he professes to be good at, and anything. And it's just so, it's disheartening, really. It has been for me the last decade, seeing how many idiots there are living near you. But also a little bit, again, I think about 2016, Jimmy Dore calling into Majority Report saying, like, it'll be more likely for the moon to fall into Lake Michigan than for Trump to get 3 Supreme Court justices. And if we don't vote for Hillary and we let Trump win, then maybe people will suffer so much that they will then realize we need to actually get rid of, like, establishment Democrats and need to elect progressives. Maybe this coming around. I mean, you're seeing people you never thought would say abolish ICE, abolish DHS, like fucking Bill Kristol and like Molly Jong Fast and some of these, like, you know, centristy, I go on MSNBC, I go on CNN accounts. But, you know, exactly, Etch, what a gamble. It's better to do harm reduction than what Luthen does in Andor and goes, maybe if Gorman dies, it'll burn bright. It'll burn very bright, and it'll maybe rally people to the rebellion or whatever. And it's like, yeah, well, that works in Star Wars. Don't do that in real life, because then people are just going to die and suffer. And again, maybe it does work. Maybe eventually, like, we do see.
No, I don't think so. It would have worked by now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the second go round with this asshole.
Yeah.
And it's like an alcoholic or a drug addict. And I've said this a million times. It's our drug of choice is greed. You know, everyone wants to be rich. Everyone wants to be famous, unless, of course, you're part of this community. That's what I try to tell people with money is not everybody cares about owning a yacht. No, everybody cares about traveling first class all over the world, as nice as those things would be. A lot of people, most people, especially people with kids, they want to be around the kids and their kids, their grandkids.
Yeah.
And that's actually the most important thing to them, even the conservatives out there. On top of that, then you've got your old friends that you grew up with, or went to school with, or, you know, knew from around town from your kids playing sports together. You know, it's that community that I say in my very first essay is in absentia on the right.
Yeah.
They don't know what community is. They don't know what vulnerability is. They don't know, like, they're so scared to admit that they're wrong, that they're willing to do things like look at a video and interpret it a completely convenient way.
Yeah.
There was no need for that guy to shoot that woman. There was absolutely no need for him to shoot that woman. He just felt like doing it.
He just felt like fucking doing it because she looked at him wrong.
Well, think about it too. Like, this is what I'm saying is, and I say this, and maybe you can help me because you're a minority, but like, society understandably pays.
Did your mic go out? Did my headphones go out? I can't hear you anymore. Oh. Okay. Nick's trying to get him back. All right. First of all, let me just say welcome on in, my Left Eye Raiders. Thank you very much for rating. Thank you for rating so often over the last year or so that we've been doing this. A little less than a year. Really appreciate it. And yeah, man, check out my Left Eye Raiders. I think
Are we
got
back?
Deter
Are we good now?
Yes.
All right, sweet. Sorry about that.
No worries.
So, society understandably pays first and foremost attention, if not all attention, to the oppressed within the context of an oppressor versus oppressed social dynamic or societal dynamic, one being micro, the other being macro. The art of crafting an argument for progressive change starts, it doesn't necessarily end, but it starts with explaining the sociopathy of the oppressor, with understanding the oppressor first. That's what, or next, I should say, not necessarily first, but next,
Mhm.
because a lot of people think, okay, I have empathy for marginalized groups in America. That's enough. No, that's not enough. Now you have to do the empathetic arithmetic for the MAGA trash conservatives and understand the depth of sociopathy that defines their psychology. Because it is a cult, it is a fascist cult. Fascism is conservatism,
Yeah.
right? And there's nothing wrong with hating fascism, so there's nothing wrong with hating conservatism. It's funny. How do you like? Do you have MAGA people in your life, and have to be like friends and family or like coworkers?
No, thankfully I don't.
That's nice.
Pretty much like I I didn't care for the longest time, and then now that I do, I'm admonishing my parents for watching MSNBC and being like, they're lying over there, or CBS. Hey, by the way, there's someone in charge there who's only working for Trump, and just kind of making them aware. But the most like most I get is basically some of my friends just being like, I don't watch the news that much. I don't really, I'm doing other
Participate, right?
things and living life. And like that's all well and good, but you need to be aware of, especially some of my friends who are also minorities. Be aware that ICE can just snatch you up. Like again, I've been nervous, and I've never been nervous about walking around in my city. Even the threat of the NYPD, who I know are very dangerous, it might be a little bit of like cockiness and recklessness on my part, not being worried. But I've never been more. Again, not too much, but I'm now aware. I'm aware to look out for ICE to make sure I don't make any jerky movements if I see them. If I don't, you know, yell at the. I don't know, man.
So
I'm
you do you want
genuinely
a do you want
nervous.
a piece of unsolicited advice
Yeah,
about your appearance that would make you less likely to be pulled over
shave my head.
for no. No, you can't do anything about no, definitely don't shave the head. I was actually going to say tighten up the beard so
Mm,
that the beard is so you have a strong growth in everywhere but the stash. So
mhm.
I would tighten it up so that it's the same length as the stash.
Okay, yeah. I
So
mean,
have
it's been
this
a little
have
while since I had a haircut, so
yeah.
I got I gotta go back.
Yeah, have your yeah. Well, that's the fun part about having the curly hair is the culture of the barbershop. Like you're there every what 4 to 6 weeks.
I mean, first of all, my barbershop is run by Russians,
Oh, that's
and
funny.
yeah, I have not really been in like a what you'd think of a classic black barbershop. I've been thinking about going because I
You should
really
go.
don't know what to do with my hair. I've never liked my hair.
Oh, dude, that's like
Always,
that's a
like,
designer's dream is to just say, hey, just make it better.
yeah, exactly. So I'm figuring like I'll make someone's day one day. Just go like, yeah, do whatever you want. Like,
Oh,
what
dude,
can
you
we
got
do
to
with
do
this?
it. You got to do
Yeah,
it, man.
I'll
You got
come
to
back
do
here
it.
one day and have cornrows. Who knows?
Yeah, cornrows. Oh my god, that's like the high maintenance version.
Yeah.
Um, But anyway, yeah, so I've got some MAGA people in my life that I can't really get rid of, and I don't necessarily want to. They, you
Yeah.
know, they're good. They're good people. They mean something to someone that I care about, so I can't really get out of it. But I'm biting my tongue, man. I'm doing a little bit of the Kalinsky method, where it's like when I'm online, when I'm on the mic, when I'm on my computer, a lot of the time when I'm on my phone, I'm working and I'm
Mhm.
doing the politics thing, and then when I'm doing being social, it's like I don't want to. I don't want to talk politics.
Yeah,
Like, unless it's like a teacher-student dynamic, and no one wants to have that teacher-student dynamic. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
because they think they know better. I mean, yeah, I've been really, again, I'm sick today, but no, the last week I've really been fucking bummed out because despite, the good things that Zoran is doing here, it does not outweigh the horror that we're seeing in
Right.
Minneapolis, um, around the country. Very disappointed in Tim Walz. I was a big yeah, Tim Walz should have been the main candidate last year, or the year before rather. But he's kind of just like throwing his hands up, like if we tell the police to arrest them, they have more guys and bigger guns. And I'm like, well, then whatever. That's the fucking job of the police. You tell them to fucking go fight them. If the whatever, it's let them fight at that point. But like the mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Frey, who was the establishment favorite over Omar Feta, also kind of just throwing his hands up, being like, I'm just saying, get out. That's it. We openly admit on TV that we cannot forcibly remove them. And I say, try, try, try. Because maybe you get help from some other states sending their national guards. I mean, look, they I think you know this. I think the right wants a civil war because they never stopped fighting the Civil War.
Yeah.
They want that
In a
chance
manner
to
of
be like,
speaking.
well, now we have control of the military, so we'll win this time. And we've been waiting 100, 200 years for this. And I don't think generally like Democrats often go, well, we can't do this because then Republicans will do it and it'll hurt people. We can't override the parliamentarian to get minimum wage passed. Otherwise,
Well, I tell you
so the
what, in
Republicans
terms
do
of like,
whatever they want anyway. So just
in terms
fucking fight. Do anything.
in terms of campaign rhetoric, whoever's calling for prosecuting members of the Trump administration and also prosecuting identifiable ICE agents, like whoever is for that is going to have the support of most lefties.
Yeah.
Like
And
a
I think
big
most
part,
normies too.
I would say 80% of the campaign rhetoric on the left is going to be just anti-MAGA, is just turning MAGA into the American swastika, which I think it should be.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. I
Yeah.
mean, these people should not be in
Respected
polite
ever
society.
again.
But
Well, that's
respected
one
ever
thing
again. There should be a registry of people who join ICE and you cannot serve in public life anymore. I saw that floated. I think,
Well, there's the idea that we've talked about, which is, social punishment for people that served in the
yeah,
Trump administration, and don't wear your MAGA hats in metro areas. I was thinking if you wanted to be techie about it, you could come up with an app where the business letting you into their business takes a picture of you and it says whether or not you're MAGA, like a MAGA registry.
yeah. I mean,
And
they're
then
already
it's like
doing
you're
that with Palantir, but they're doing it to, deport people and arrest people and say, are you part
right,
of
but I'm saying
Antifa? Were you ever at a BLM protest?
use their own tech against them.
Use the
You know,
tools of, to quote Luthen again, use the tools of the enemy to fight against oppression. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with that. I think nationally, a lot of these candidates are going to run anti-MAGA, anti-ICE, hopefully anti-Israel, APAC, and whatnot. But I think also coupled with that, because it's also like Aaron says, New York, New York. There were all eyes on Mamdani last year, and they are quickly trying to like quiet down about it because they don't want people seeing the good shit that he's doing in 14 days that he's been mayor. And I think this is another piece of it, is that hopefully, cross fingers, knock wood, we do get these policies implemented. We see a material change within a couple months, and people running for office can point to New York and say,
As an
do you want some
example,
of that? Do you want some free
right.
buses? Do you want some free fucking childcare? Do you want uh landlords, bad landlords to be, you know, I mean, he's going to hold hearings, tenant hearings, where tenants are going to come in and talk about their bad landlords.
Good.
And, you know, maybe
Yeah, there
these
should be a
bad
landlord
landlords get
blacklist.
prosecuted or like their license gets revoked. That's good shit. And hopefully, again, this happens in the next couple of months and people get poured to New York and say, we want more of this. Do you want this? Or do you want an establishment Democrat who's in the bus with Chuck Schumer and say, we can't do anything, ask for little, and expect even less? To quote Mamdani a little bit. But yeah, man, I'm very. It's just it was so depressing the speed at which the video comes out. They already say she's a domestic terrorist. They don't even wait. They don't wait because we got to get the narrative out first. We got to at least muddy the waters. And then later, a week later, they go, oh, actually, he had internal bleeding, even though you see the dude walk away from the scene totally fine. Nothing, not his foot, not his leg, not anything got hit by this car. And it was just blatant murder. Now they're also going after the child and doxing where the school is, the where she dropped off her kid, and coming after her wife because she's gay. And there's also another reason where they're going, well, it's okay that this white mother was murdered because she's gay, so she's not the right stock for the white supremacists. She's lesser than. She left her husband with 2 kids and then went and married a woman. And they go, oh, this is the ideology, the LGBTQ.
It's just so irrelevant.
It's evil.
None of that matters. None of that matters. And
again, I think most
reminds
people.
Me of when George Floyd came out, what happened, and a lot of conservatives. There's one in particular that was in my social sphere at the time. Was like, look at this guy. He's like a drug addict. He's a deadbeat dad. Like yada yada. I'm like, so he deserved to die, even if that's all true. Whatever. I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. Like, so it's like half the administration are deadbeat dads.
Letterhack comes up with a good idea. Do you know any tenant unions in the NYC?
I do not, but that's a good idea.
Have you thought about going to? You don't need to join, but have you thought about going to a DSA meeting?
I have. I thought you had to pay to get in.
I don't know. Different chapters are different, so.
But yeah, I mean, again, after watching this rise of Zoran and going to the rally with him and AOC and Bernie, like me and my wife's energy got like, yeah, well, let's look for a trade union. Let's look for jobs where we can maybe work for the administration and help out.
Right,
like,
right.
We want to do something good and also make money to sustain ourselves in the city, this ever increasingly expensive city. But, my wife's looking to see if she can join the Black Panthers because she's seeing videos of the Black Panthers in like Philadelphia run ice out of there and, always helping the community and whatnot.
Dude, I would love to join the Black Panthers.
Right?
I would love to join the Black Panthers. I'll be the fucking token white guy. I don't give a shit.
Absolutely. They're going to need them.
Yeah,
they're going to need them.
You know?
That'd be great. But yeah, I got a couple clips here that we could talk about. Just some points. Ooh, shit, whatever. Some points that I think
Rogan
are important. Yeah, but first, I just wanted to make people aware of this. I saw this on Majority Report. If you want to email your state legislators, talk about no more ICE police. Literally, go. I'll put it in the chat. You go to this link, and they've already got a pre-written. Oh, you got it already. Oh, that was me.
No, that's just the way
it just doubles the messages. You just fill out your information, and then they have a pre-written letter right here. So you just got to like change out like, hey, I'm in this state. This is my name, blah, 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 and then take action, and that's it. So I think that's something easy. I did it. It takes 3 minutes. That's it. But I wanted to get your take on this. This is Benny, who left TYT after Anna Kasparian's turf arc. And she says, gender is a big way colonialism wove itself into people's identities. Under colonialism, a white man is someone who builds a house on someone else's land, keeps his wife and kids there as property, and uses violence to protect them from the people whose land he stole. Every man is a king in his own home. White women are inherently innocent and must be protected with violence, but mustn't be allowed agency enforced by violence. This is ultimately the origin story of the suburban white picket fence and the foundation on which Western gender norms were built in the beginning of the colonial era. Anyway, if people are allowed to be gay, or if women get to make their own homes, or if men can't earn enough to keep a wife and can't coerce a woman into marriage, then those men no longer fit their own definition of man. And so they just lean on the whole violence thing really hard. I think it explains a lot of what's happening right now. So yeah, this is not only racism, but built into a lot of people's understanding of their own gender, but also it's why trans people drive them insane, both because they see trans women who are easy to subjugate, but also because they symbolically represent the revocability of masculinity. Together, this makes all the gender war politics stuff super predictable. Gay rights, trans rights, women surpassing men in home ownership, men not getting dates, all cascade to this giant identity threat where men who hold these views see violence as the only way to be a man. Now, I've heard Emma Vigeland also bring up the point of like, they often talk only about female male to female transitions, not that much female to male, and that's
Right.
because they believe, why would you reject your masculinity? Being a man is the best thing you can be, and you are choosing actively to be the weaker sex. And I wanted to get your take on like what do you think about all that, because she's got like degrees and like history and all that.
Couple things. One is I think they're also preoccupied with the male to female transition as opposed to the inverse because of sports and the underlying source of superiority that men feel over women because we are physically stronger pound for pound. I think that a lot of men like resort to that kind of, and it's actually in the writing that we just read, violence, right? Like, I mean, rape is kind of a one-way street unless you're talking about gay rape.
Or Ghislaine Maxwell, but
so when the hippie women start talking about rape culture, like it's a real thing. I mean, do you know that like there's an argument out there that a majority of rapes go unreported?
Yeah.
Want military?
Yeah. So I mean, it's like the threat of violence is the last resort, and that guy does a really good job of kind of breaking it down. I think the hypocrisy is profound, right?
Yeah.
Like being a man is like, I mean, it's all, it's easy to get lost in wonky conversations about this stuff. At the end of the day, if you want to get past the isms and the ists and the labels and all that stuff is good and useful, come down when it comes to men in particular. Think about the word control. Like that men are obsessed, and I'm guilty. I know this because I am a man, because I have it in me to want to be in control, particularly of the way that they are perceived by others. And, there's that saying, men are afraid of women laughing at them, while women are afraid of men killing them. Right. To give you an idea of some gender studies dynamics there that a lot of MAGA men could benefit from. But what was also running through my brain as you were reading all that was the MMA culture, which, like, I find violence entertaining. Like, I'm a huge NFL
Sure,
fan.
me too.
I mean, obviously, I'm a huge NFL fan, right?
Patriots.
but
I'm a Jets fan, so I've been disappointed on my entire life.
That's with pads. It's a team effort. There's a lot of intelligence behind the movement in the game. There's a lot of thought put into it. Not that there isn't with fighting, but it's an individual thing, and it's straight up trying to like hurt the other person. A lot of the times in football, you're just blocking someone to get them out of the way. You're not trying to hurt them. You're trying to knock them out of the way if you're running back or whatever. But in MMA, like you're legitimately trying to knock someone's head off
Right.
and bludgeon them and or make them submit, put them in such a physically painful position that they have to beg you for release.
Yeah, like what just
Like
happened to Jake Paul and Andrew Tate.
right. Well, and that was actually like somewhat disappointing for me. I mean, it was good. Like Jake Paul's look on his face, like, holy shit,
Yeah.
like never being hit that hard in his life. He's like, yeah, that's what you asked for. That man's a
Yeah.
professional, and you're not.
Hmm.
And this is like one thing I love about our community that I haven't picked up on is, and something with that the establishment is so guilty of that we've talked about is like the left's narcissism and obsession with equality and anybody can do anything if they just put their mind to it. It's like, no, what are people good at? What are they passionate about? And then where do they belong? That's the one thing you could get a lot of campaign points if you start talking about now organizing our education system to take advantage of best practices within developmental psychology. Meaning, you can take a test when you're a sophomore in high school just based on your personality and interests and like intellectual strengths. You can take psychological tests that will give you like 5 different career paths that will play to your strengths and passions and interests.
Yeah.
And also like more than that, like that's what we should be using AI for. And that's not even AI, that's just personality
Yeah.
diagnosing, like the ENTJ stuff. But that's one thing that I do like about and I've been surprised by on the progressive left. Like when I went to the DSA convention in Chicago, back in August, and definitely the most diverse group of people I've ever been surrounded by. More transgender people in one place than I've ever seen. And but I will say that I do think I need to be the resident image consultant for some people on the progressive left.
Hmm.
Like I don't know if I love the guy. He's I'd love to do an interview with him. I like him a lot, but I don't know how Crystal is allowing Kyle to have that blonde hair still, like
Bro,
after all
I
this
don't.
time, and the facial hair, and the facial hair. Like, come on, man, you're young. Like, hang on to your youth. Like, what are you doing? But don't do it in like don't do it with the color of the hair. Do it with the structure of the hair. But anyway, Crystal obviously respects his need to express himself.
Feel
Um,
like he's Slim Shady in 1999.
I I don't know what he's doing. He's got the ink on the tattoos. He obviously went through some phases, which is great. He's all the more better for it. I went through a ton of phases, dude.
Sure.
But yeah, I do think like walking around the DSA convention, I was like, I don't claim to be the most stylish guy in the room, but I do know the fundamentals. And the left has like, it seems like there's a lot of people that take pride in looking like slobs. Is kind of where I'm going.
Fair.
And they're
I
not on
think.
this channel. They're not doing stuff in front of cameras, so I can't really fault them for it. But it's like, come on, man! Like, I don't want to see you wearing
I
a
mean, I
T-shirt
think
to this
it
fucking
was
thing.
a strategic move for Zoran to mostly be wearing a suit
I think it was
the
great.
entire campaign,
It
and
was
then
great.
sometimes he would wear the traditional Indian shirt or some garb to to be like, I'm not gonna mute myself for the pleasure of the establishment, but also I am gonna do that. I'm not gonna appear to be doing that. He's very tactical with it, and I think you're right to an extent that honestly the trope of like the blue hair or like the
Right.
covered in tattoos thing,
Right.
it really can just make people immediately tune out if you start talking to them. But again, I think
I want people to be themselves.
tactics,
Uh,
tactics, and certain people who are going to speak to
right.
like
Leaders.
yeah, the leaders. Yeah, you should be dressed professionally. You should be
Right.
groomed professionally. But the people do whatever you want. And the
Right.
people who knock doors, whatever. Again, don't dress like a slob. Don't be Asmongold out here. Don't be fucking Aiden Ross out here. But you should
Don't be
have
Joe
your.
Rogan.
Don't be Joe
And
Rogan.
don't be the slob in that way too.
And speaking of Joe
take some
Rogan,
pride in the way they.
do
Yeah,
you want to see
yeah.
his take?
Yeah, dude. Let me see about the last time I did something with Rogan. It was what's more virgin than a computer or something.
Oh yeah,
And I was like,
I forgot
wow.
about that.
Yeah.
The most pure vessel is a computer because it's
What's more
virgin.
virgin than a computer?
But yeah, this is a response to the ice shooting.
Or I mean, I think after that woman was shot, I think unfortunately, well, everything's unfortunate about it, right? But one of the real problems is now ICE are villains, and now people are looking at them like murderous military people that are on the streets of our city, and they're masked up, which is also a problem, right? Because if you get arrested by a cop, you're allowed to ask the cop, what is your name and badge number, and you could film that cop. If you get arrested by an ICE agent, you have no such right. They're wearing a mask. They don't have to tell you shit. That's a problem. That's a problem on our city streets, right? Because you could also pretend to be an ICE agent.
Right.
So I saw this terrible story about this family that was killed where these guys pretended to be a UPS driver, and they showed up and they made their way into the house and killed people because they were dressed up as a UPS driver. If you could pretend to be a UPS driver, for sure, you could pretend to be an ICE agent, especially since they're completely anonymous. So think about how many people can get arrested or robbed or by criminals, right? Because you could just have people pretending they're like, it's not like it's impossible to fake their logo, right? It's pretty easy. Just says ICE. You know, how hard is that? You could easily imagine armed gangs pretending to be ICE agents robbing people.
You don't even have to imagine; those are real things that happen. There are people dressing up as ICE because I've been following Will Stencil, who's I believe a reporter, and he's on the ground there in Minnesota, and he's trying to emphasize there is no arrest. There is no you're under arrest. We pulled you over and we're talking to you while you sit in the car. They'll just snatch you. I mean, we saw the video of
Where
the other
from?
woman.
Where's your ID?
Not even just, hey, we're grabbing you because we don't like how you look. There was a report of them going to a neighborhood and just knocking on a door and saying, hey, do you know where the Asian people live?
Really?
Because they just want to snatch up some minorities because that is the goal. They are the Proud Boys. They are the Oath Keepers. The stand back and stand by that Trump said in 2020, this is what they were standing by for.
Yes.
These are Jan Sixers. These are fucking Nazis.
No, it's fascism is here. This is what it looks like. I mean, one of my stand-up comedy friends said it best. Hitler was just more successful than Trump. The ideology, the politics, the scapegoat politics, the use of minorities and marginalized groups
and there was no Twitter.
There was no
Twitter to see Kristallnacht. There was no Twitter to see what was really happening on the streets of Germany, and maybe make people question like, hey, do we really support this? Are we really about this life? I'm sure some of them would and go, yes, exactly.
I know that most of the Germans didn't know about the concentration camps, for example.
But this is part 2. There's only 14 seconds.
You don't want militarized people in the streets just roaming around, snatching people up, many of which turn out to actually be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them. Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've come to?
Yes.
And yes, the answer is yes, and you fucking helped them.
Yes.
You helped them. And I tweeted this out. I said,
you should be
if Joe Rogan really wants to make amends, which I don't think he does, I think he just feels uncomfortable. But if he really did, he would disavow his endorsement of Trump. He would disavow every fucking right winger he's had on his show. He would say, I apologize. But again, like you're talking about, the narcissism and the insecurity won't let him be vulnerable like that and say, you know what, I was wrong. I messed up. I'm so fucking sorry. I'm going to try and point people in a better direction going forward. There's none of that. It's just this insecurity of I don't like what it looks like and what I endorsed. And so I'm saying this to hopefully assuage some fans who are like, well, I didn't like that video and I want to keep watching you. And I don't think I think it'll work enough.
I think just getting specific, Joe Rogan needs to join and give a serious amount of money to the DSA. And then he will be on the road to repentance.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the things that I've said in one of my essays, I'll say it now, is we're going to shun you, conservatives and people who defend Trump. We're going to shame you. We're going to demean, denigrate, and disrespect you until the day you die, or
And
your
after.
choice, or your choice, the day you repent, to invoke some Christian language.
Yeah.
Like, repentance is a beautiful thing, right?
I mean,
it's the resurrection of your reputation. So what do you want to go down is, because when you die, your MAGA trash, white trash, fascist reputation is going to become your legacy. You know, I'm dealing with it now with family members who are about to die.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys don't you want to repent for what you've done wrong? Don't you want to be
I mean,
redeemed
there's
for what you've done wrong? And they don't think they've done anything wrong.
No, they don't. They think they are like Rush Limbaugh taught them 40 years ago. It's not you who's wrong. It's your whole family. It's your whole neighborhood. It's the whole society that's wrong. You don't have to change. They have to change.
Right.
And it made people feel comfortable being bigots and idiots. And idiots, really. What was I going to say? Oh, the cartoonist who drew and created Dilbert died of cancer.
Oh, sad.
And everybody's been making fun of him because he became a big Trump supporter, got diagnosed with cancer, and was like, you know, as Trump is cutting cancer funding, and said, like, I am reaching out to Donald Trump to help me save myself. And then he didn't, and he died because Trump doesn't give a shit about anybody. And yeah, it was kind of Scott Adams, Chuck, not Eric Adams. Eric Adams we'll talk about too. But yeah, newspapers, People Magazine, New York Times, some of these other places who are not, you know, generally very good or like extreme left outlets were saying, like, cartoonist who created Dilbert and later got fired from writing Dilbert for racist remarks dies. And all the right wing, of course, is freaking out. Oh my God, how could you talk about him like this? And it's like, well, do you disagree? Do you disagree that he was right? I mean, the people who got fired for just sharing clips of Charlie Kirk talking and his own words, and they go, you're slandering him. It's like, this is his own words. This is 15 minutes uninterrupted of him talking. If he's slandering himself, that's his fault. It's not on me to like forget that he said those things and be like, oh, he was this hero. He was this intellectual giant. He did politics the right way, as Ezra Klein fucking said. He's a racist piece of shit who didn't go to college because he got paid to go to colleges and debate people by big right-wing money people. He's an idiot. He's an idiot, and now he's fucking dead, and the world is better off for it. I think they want to force their own version of the culture on us, and it just won't work. It just can't work. Kids are not gonna like be like, oh yeah, no. Let me like love Charlie Kirk. Let me miss. They don't give a fuck. Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they're busy playing video games, busy making fucking AI porn with Twitter. Twitter's
I think it's a good litmus test.
thing.
Like anybody who finds the way the right handled Charlie Kirk's assassination as anything less than gaudy and disgusting,
At the very least,
to promote, you know, I mean, they had it looking like Triple H was coming into the room.
yeah. Again, we're
Erica
watching this
Kirk
video
would
about
show
Erica Kirk and like the sociopathy. You wouldn't be able. I mean, dude, Ozzy Osbourne died last year. Sharon Osbourne, you know, he died in like June, July. Sharon Osbourne didn't make a public statement until November because she loved that man. As fucked up as Sharon Osbourne is, she loved that man and was fucking devastated, as would probably any normal person be devastated that your partner died, and especially in the way Charlie Kirk died on video in a very violent way, to the point where like you left this, you know, on the day we're like, that's like you feel as a human being seeing another human being like just go limp like that was terrifying.
Right.
But they don't have that same kind of empathy. They think everyone was clowning on Charlie Kirk the day it happened and like celebrating in the streets.
The victimhood mentality.
But they have
the best way for a bully to justify his bullying is to claim he's the victim. That's what Trump does all the time. So they're gonna do it too. It's an age-old trick, and it's childish. It's what children do to avoid taking responsibility. Oh, I didn't know I wasn't supposed to do that. Oh, I couldn't help myself. Yada yada yada. And that's what Deter decree number 2. Just because someone looks like an adult doesn't mean they are one. And the people that you're talking about, they're loaded with hypocrisy. The hypocrisy is the part that is just the cherry on top, though. I mean, they're so wrong before you even get to the hypocrisy. But I think it's good that people like you and others on this space are calling out their hypocrisy, because it makes them even worse. But they're bad enough just based on what they believe about what America should be, a white Christian nation. Yeah. They can fuck off and die with that shit. You can get the fuck out of here. Get out of my country. And I was here first because my American blood is older than the fucking country's.
Yeah, I mean, as Latino Mufune said, a large component of this is much of Christianity presumes patriarchy and binary gender as a theological constructs and part of God's design and creation. And then part 2, people existing outside these theological contrivances is evidence against their religious beliefs, so they wish to use institutional coercion to protect their beliefs from being challenged and pretend that trans people don't exist. They go, you're just mentally ill. You did some surgeries to yourself.
It's the same thing as
mutilated
yourself.
It's
the same thing as gay rights. There's just fewer of them. So, you've got, in terms of just the politics now. Comparing people with these dispositions, but I'm just saying the politics are that about 10% of the country is gay. I think it's more than that now, actually. And then you got about I think it's less than 1%.
And they don't understand that the numbers going up is the same. I mean, the greatest argument for this is left-handedness. As soon as people stopped getting beat for being left-handed and to only use their right hand, then more people felt comfortable just using their left hand. Just like with gay rights, when people stopped getting lynched for the most part for just being gay, more people felt comfortable to come out and to live authentically. And that's what's happening now with trans people. But they're idiots, and also the evil people know that their audience are idiots. So they just go, well, it must be indoctrination. They can't come to it on their own. This isn't just an environment that lets people be who they are. This is some kind of coordinated effort. It's probably the Jews, and they're making everyone trans so that they lower birth rates and they can replace white people with people of color and all this fucking crazy Elon Musk bullshit. And here Chuck says live streaming near a loved one's casket is just so odd to me. Dude, the thing that gets me, again, I'm watching this video, I forgot they had a recreation of the debate tent that Charlie was sitting in at that TPUSA funeral thing that they had for people to take pictures at. This is like having the John F. Kennedy car on in Dallas to take pictures. Hey, look at me and my wife are Jackie and what's his fucking name? JFK. What? JFK. I know, but what was JFK's first name? John and Jackie. We're John and Jackie here in the car. That was my lovely off-screen wife helping me out there. I forgot his fucking name. But yeah, I mean, this is talk about victim mentality. This is Trump at an auto plant.
That's flipping a guy.
It's a great video. I love it. Again, a little good news here to kind of end us off. Someone calls him a pedophile protector. His little tiny middle finger up there. Now, this worker got suspended, and this is a union plant, so he's definitely getting his job back, and he can sue, and I'm sure the union would love to sue and get that money. I'd be like, yeah, you do not fire people for yelling at the president. Fuck off. Thin skin baby. Exactly, Earth. This is just
I saw a post related to this. How self-professed Christians act on the political stage has a large part to play in why Christianity is in decline. Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
And I will say I saw an Instagram post that was getting some attention, and I hope it's true. It's the people who need to step up and put the Christian extremists in their place are the real Christians.
Yeah.
Like they need to step up and get their own house in order and go after guys like Joel Webbin, who is someone that everyone should check out because he's a piece of work and
Joel
all about
Osteen,
the
too.
patriarchy.
A lot of Joels.
Yeah.
But yeah, some more good news. Some more good. Again, that guy, that worker, fuck, hell yeah. You know, a bunch of Congress people were asked by, I think, Midas Touch reporters outside of Congress, what do you think about the guy who said that? And they said, like, he's a hero. Sorry,
They
go ahead.
said, it looks like he's raised $897,000
Word.
on GoFundMe already. I hope that's
Hey,
true.
look, if some lady saying the N-word at a playground can get a GoFundMe to get a couple $100,000, if the right wing understands that if they go viral for getting fired or writing an essay that is incorrect and wrong and bad, they can do the Riley Gaines, they can do the Kyle Rittenhouse and go, I'm a victim, I'm aggrieved.
Right.
Put me on podcasts, put me on speaking tours, and I will get that money back in spades and become a celebrity. I was just talking with Hank Thompson yesterday. I was making the documentary about TYT, about the idea of like celebrity and how a lot of political activists are mostly there because they just want to be celebrities.
Right.
You know, I don't profess to have degrees, to know about, you know, every single thing in history or geography or much at all other than movies, TV, music, and video games. And yeah, I would like to get bigger on my platform on YouTube. I would like to be able to do this for a job, but I don't need to go to World War debate like Anna Kasparian and be on stage debating
I know what you mean.
pearly things about masculinity.
Desperate. You're not desperate.
I'm not that desperate. I'm not that desperate.
No, I mean, I could have gone the establishment route and just done anti-MAGA content and just been, that's what I do. But first of all, I don't know if it would have worked. Secondly, it's just not what I can wake up every day and be excited about doing.
Yeah, it's not enough.
And it's just not enough.
It's not enough.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to have influence, but fame is very dangerous. You know, but to want to have influence, I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as your intentions are benign. I mean, plenty of right-wingers want influence and get it and get power. You know, we got to counteract that, because when they have power, you know, I said it in 2016 and got called out on Facebook when Trump was first running. I said, when white trash wins, we all lose. And you know, this friend of mine got on my wall and was like, you know, I'm from there, like, you're hurting people's feelings and yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, I hear what you're saying, that they've, you know, voted for Trump out of desperation, but just watch what happens and remember that I was the first to tell you that fascism is now here in America.
And it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. I mean, look, I'm wearing the hat. I got my Empire symbol here. But, you know, I watched Andor, and they made it very clear that the Empire does not help people loyal to the Empire either. You will get spat out. You are disposable. It is not about you. It is about the one person who is the emperor. Right now, it's Donald Trump. When he's gone, it's going to be a fight. And it's already happening. And I love that aspect of watching this stuff play out. But, like, I don't think that J.D. Vance is going to be the guy. Like, he's going to try. And they're going to try and coalesce. But there's going to be others Sam Cedar said something
on the Vanguard recently. I just watched a handful of the interview, but and that's something I had already thought of. Maybe Sam had mentioned, and that's why I thought of it. But I was thinking about it about, you know, a few months ago. And Trump's tired. Trump hates being president. He likes running for president.
Yeah.
So once he gets hit in the midterms, if he gets hit, and we have free and fair elections in the midterms, and he loses power and he becomes a lame duck for the second half of his term, could easily see him resigning so that JD would be the president and be the incumbent and have a better chance of winning in 2028 no matter who he runs against.
That would be a smart move. That would be a tactical, crafty, slick move. But it's Donald Trump. And Donald Trump does not step aside. He does not let someone else take a spotlight. He takes the spotlight. And I don't think he's going to do that. Before we end here,
maybe you're right.
I got a little bit more good news. Far-right Zionist group Betar US will disband following an investigation by New York State Attorney General Letitia James into the group's violence against and harassment of Muslim, Arab, Palestinian, and Jewish activists, and failure to register as a charity in New York despite soliciting donations. So this was a big group that would, post college professors or college students when the protests against Israel's genocide were happening here in New York, and kind of dox people and whatnot, and encourage, violent counter protests or whatever. And now they have been ordered to disband. Now I'm sure they're going to keep their Twitter handle and operate, not within New York, but again, this is good shit. This is examples of how Democrats can do things.
Right.
Again, Zoran's example, leading by example. 14 days in, we have a universal child care program that you can sign up for now if you are in New York. And our former mayor.
One of the better things about Zoran's win is that it puts to bed the argument of how the left acquires power. This third party bullshit is dead now. Zoran,
fuck that.
If he
shit.
did anything, he killed that no matter how.
Make them start a third party. Make the establishment go start a third party. We're the captain now. We're the captain now. And our former mayor, Eric Adams, yesterday or 2 days ago, launched a crypto token called New York Coin to fight anti-Semitism. And then immediately withdrew about $3 million from it. But he put out a statement from Todd Shapiro, spokesman for former mayor Eric Adams. He says, recent reports alleging that Eric Adams moved money out of the NYC token are false and unsupported by any evidence. To be absolutely clear, Eric Adams did not move investor funds. Eric Adams did not profit from the launch of NYC token. No funds were removed from the NYC token. But there was already... there's also a clip of him disembarking a plane, and a woman says, go fuck yourself, you're a piece of shit, and he's yelling back at her. But already described, I love it. I love this life for him. Let him go live in Turkey or Israel. Let him go do speaking tours and tell everybody that Tel Aviv is the New York of Israel, Istanbul is the New York of Turkey. Just this. It's fun. It's fun to watch him flail. It's fun to watch them fall, and I'm very happy about that. I'm very again, whatever idiots paid into this fucking token to fight anti. How is it a crypto token going to fight anti-Semitism? What is it doing?
Talking about him being the token.
Perfect. And speaking of tokens, I think this is maybe a good clip to end on. What else we got? Well, we got the Zoran clip, but this guy, CBS is in shambles. People, again, I'm very surprised how quickly CBS has been mocked. They were mocked at the Golden Globes the other day on CBS by host Nikki Glaser, saying this is the perfect place to see BS news. And this guy has now been uplifted into the spot of main anchor. He had an interview with Donald Trump. Never forget this motherfucker gave himself a second circumcision, which I don't even know how you do that when he converted to Judaism. The converts are always the most zealous, to the point where he'll cut his own dick. And this is just a really funny interaction that he had with Trump here.
The economy, while we have you here, the inflation numbers came out. Overall, not bad, but grocery prices.
No, overall, very good. Good for us. Good for our country. Joe Biden had the highest inflation numbers in history, correct?
The direction.
I have them down to a level that they haven't seen in about 9 years.
And Mr. President, help me understand. When I travel the country and I go all over the place and I talk to everyday Americans, they tell me they don't feel it because
Well,
grocery
they might
prices
not,
are
but
up.
they're going to now. I've only been here for 11 months, okay? And, you know, the first few months were really rough. If you look at it, because I inherited a mess. I inherited a mess of crime. I inherited a mess of inflation. I inherited a mess of places closing up and going to other countries. And now we have the hottest country in the world. Tony, we have now the hottest country in the world. And a year and a half ago, our country was dead. We had a dead country. You wouldn't have a job right now. If she got in, you probably wouldn't have a job.
That's my favorite. That's the part. If Kamala got in, you probably wouldn't have a job right now. And yes, broken clock is right twice a day. He is correct. If Kamala Harris came in, CBS would not have been bought by the Ellisons.
Right.
Barry Weiss would not be in charge and would not have put this motherfucker in the job he's in right now to interview Donald Trump. So Donald Trump is correct. I'll give credit where it's due. He's right. This guy, Tony Dapolipili,
All right, we got to run.
Dakupuli, would not have a job if if Kamala Harris won, and that is an endorsement for Kamala Harris, retroactively,
All right.
I guess.
Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to Alex if you haven't already. And I'm going to remind my audience that you don't get change in America by asking nicely. Come back again, 7 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday evenings here on this space. Thank you.
Take